Is the Easter Bunny man-sized? Let's talk about that. Is the Easter Bunny like the size of a man, or like in lore, is he like the size of a rabbit?
I always assumed he was the size of a rabbit.
That's so scale of a rabbit. That's just a rabbit, right?
Yeah.
I don't care like what it can do. It's just a scale of a rabbit. Scale of a human.
He's got like
I feel
a
like
sash on it. He's got a sash that says Easter, so you know it's the Easter Bunny.
Right, but like I feel like it's like if he's smaller than a human, there's something devious about that. If he's bigger than a human, there's something fucking terrifying about that. You know, like you know, if he's a little bit smaller than a human, he's like a skinwalker. You know, he's like almost like not quite. You know, he might be like bipedal.
And if he's bigger than a human, he's a predator.
Right.
So we've all seen Bill and Ted 2, right?
No.
If the Easter Bunny is depicted as like extremely malicious in that.
All right, I'm gonna come from a different part of the field and say that I've always imagined the Easter Bunny to be like the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland size.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking like maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall.
Yeah, like that's a cartoon rabbit. That size.
Okay,
it's whimsical.
Does anybody else picture the Easter Bunny as like a man-sized rabbit, like a solid
like
5'10"?
a fucked up rabbit man?
We're thinking about the Easter Bunny the same way everybody in this generation now thinks about clowns. They make them all scary, and you do that with Easter bunnies. It seems.
Well, I didn't say he's like dripping with blood. I just
might
mean
as well
like
be. Have you seen the pictures of him? Every picture he's in, he might as fucking well be. It's almost worse he's not dripping with blood because I'm anticipating it's going to happen at some point.
I think that's the reason. It's because like his size, unlike say a leprechaun, his size is not necessarily part of the Easter Bunny's lore.
He's a rabbit.
So all I have to go on. So
he's
all
like
I have to go on.
He's just a special little rabbit.
He has eggs, Jen. Okay, he's already weird.
I'm very curious as to what Google has to say about this.
How tall is the Easter Bunny?
I just feel that because his small stature isn't part of his lore, I've always defaulted to him being man-sized.
Okay.
Because I only have people in costumes as visual reference.
Okay, Google has said that he is represented in various ways, so that doesn't help. But what does help is the actual size of an eastern cottontail rabbit, so 15 to 18 inches.
Okay, whimsical.
So rabbit
whimsy.
Size.
I feel like it's one of these things where an elder god through the generations has been kind of lost in the language because it's not been seen. You know, like I feel like the actual Easter Bunny, now that we're like confronted with this idea, you know, lays eggs in a gelatinous sack like frogs do, and like that's where the egg part comes in. You know, and like children, the whole like giving his eggs to children. You know, it's like he lays them while they're sleeping. You know, his gelatinous sack of eggs. So they pupate, you know, like he's got mange, like he's hairless.
I think he gets eggs in the magical way.
I think it's awful.
Jesus gave him the eggs. That's why he has eggs. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That's how
Jesus Christ gave him the eggs.
As we'll learn in this film, Jesus was an alien, right? Right.
Really?
So
what
the goo tube opens. We all dream about the Easter Bunny. He emerges from the church, and we find the eggs.
No,
it happens every year.
So
stop trying to make it into something evil, Craig.
No. We just have to understand quantum physics and relativity, and then we will understand the Easter Bunny.
Right. So ipso facto, the Easter Bunny is a xenomorph.
Right. No. This has now become it, and in anticipation of returning to Derry to find this furless frog egg laying mammalian creature.
Well, you're the one putting some snarly furry spin on this shit. Okay.
I do have one more question though. What is the Easter Bunny's lore? Does he lay the eggs? Why is he collecting
the
eggs?
The eggs.
Do you not know
why?
Do you not know the Easter lore?
I mean, I know the Bible story, and I realize that they just cribbed a bunch of pagan imagery, and they're like, yeah this bunny lays eggs now, you little fucker, deal with it. And I didn't know there was like a myth.
Yeah. Well, it is pagan, so I don't know. Christianity sure loves stealing that kind of shit. The
And
eggs
they're little-
literally, the eggs as a thing that are collected and shit like that. Honestly, it's better to take the Easter Bunny as like just being next to the eggs, because the Easter Bunny, the bunny and the eggs are just symbols for things. And then we made a whole like skit to like make it interactive for children.
Well, and I understand that both rabbits and eggs can be like a fertility symbol, as one does in the spring.
Yeah.
It's just pick a bird.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna look it up.
I would have less.
I'm looking up right now. Here you
Easter
go.
chicken.
17th century Germany has you covered. It was a rabbit that would lay colorful eggs in nests for good children. There you go.
Okay,
that's why he does.
That's worse.
For good
That's
kids.
with that,
That's worse.
that all settled. With that all put to bed.
All right.
Hello and welcome to SwimFans. Hello and welcome to SwimFans Bloodbath, your annual SwimFans horror block for the year. I am your co-host, absolutely full of bugs. I'm Josh McKenzie.
I'm afraid of the Easter Bunny now. I'm Craig Neeson.
Hello, I've got a message for you, and you're not going to like it. Mom and Dad, my name is Jennifer Hawking.
Well, you took my bugs thing, so I'm Vou. You took my bugs thing, Pinette.
I mean, the bugs are iconic.
Yeah.
They are. On that note already, just before you start, they did spend a lot of time pouring beetles down pants, is what I learned about this movie.
Save it, because I need to know more about that. Welcome back to the show, Vou Pinette, artist, all-around horror knower, SwimFans slime correspondent. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be.
This week on the pod, we are talking 1987 John Carpenter film, Prince of Darkness.
Just do it.
If you haven't seen Prince of Darkness, this is and it's another Catholic story. All right, we got 2 Catholic episodes in a row. So right up at the start of the movie, a priest dies, and the fellow priests around him find a key, which goes to a chamber underneath a church, which contains a giant cylinder of swirling green liquid. We find out soon that this is a sect of Catholicism so secret even the Pope doesn't know about it, called the Brotherhood of Sleep, and they are guarding this cylinder. The priests are like, okay, we got to get to the bottom of the cylinder, so they introduce the main cast of the movie. These are a bunch of academics, physicists, students. Is this like in Berkeley? Where is this? It's like Berkeley-esque. If it's not Berkeley, it's Berkeley adjacent, right? It's that kind of vibe there. So like they bring all of our main cast here, who are all students or professors, to this church, and they're like, all right, you're going to stay in this church until we figure out the nature of the cylinder. The folks studying, of which maybe there's like 10 or 12 of them, are given no information about the cylinder. They just find out immediately that it's very, very old, that it has strange properties, such as it locks from the inside, or rather it's only openable from the inside, and it seems to have bad vibes, right? So you have physicists, you have standard scientists, you have my favorite lady who just types like Bible verses into a computer. She rocks. So you sort of quickly piece together that the cylinder is sinister. The woman who is translating a document seems to believe that it is a cylinder that contains Satan. It's himself. He is sealed away in the cylinder, and that Jesus was an alien. This is in the scripture. Jesus was an alien who tried to be like, hey, don't open that, or like hide that away, protect that, because it's, the devil's in there. The reason that they crucified him was not because he was the Son of God, but because he was like too real.
He was too woke. He was too woke about the cylinder.
Right. So that's actually why they crucified Christ. The science guys, because they're science guys, are like, okay, well, if there's matter, there must be antimatter. So if there's a god, then perhaps what is in the cylinder is the anti-god. Okay. So that's sort of the lore of what's going on with the cylinder. But now the cylinder begins to sort of take action. At first, it sprays itself into a young woman's mouth, and she becomes like his first like possessee. She's basically like just sort of like shambling around, and she also now has the power to spray liquid from her mouth that possesses other people, so she can like sort of pass it on. She can infect others with it. So you might be thinking, Josh, why don't they all simply leave the church? And I'm so glad you asked. It's because the cylinder has also possessed the local homeless population. So whenever somebody tries to leave the church, they are killed by this possessed group of homeless people. Like one guy gets impaled with like a bicycle.
Cameo Alice Cooper. It's Alice Cooper doing his stage stabbing bit. Yeah.
Oh, word. Okay. Yeah, it's like a bicycle or a unicycle or something. Like we sort of mentioned at the top of the episode, one guy becomes Bugs. So like if you leave, bad things happen to you. But it begins to dawn on them very slowly that one by one they're sort of disappearing. Meanwhile, a sleeping woman, okay, she becomes the most possessed of all right, because the acolytes of the cylinder wheel the cylinder into the room, and as we have a guy who's sort of watching this happen. The entire cylinder enters into this woman, like all of the contents of the cylinder pour into this lady.
One of my favorite scenes is that woman getting full of goo, dude.
It's incredible. At first, I thought that she was going to like birth the Antichrist, as is often in like a Rosemary's Baby style, the Omen style fashion. But no, it's just that the liquid sort of has to settle into her so she can become the new vessel for Satan.
No, she is. I'm going to adjust my glasses. She's Satan's child.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
The remaining surviving people are trying to escape. They're sort of trapped on all sides by the possessed individuals, and then in sort of like the last major movement of the film, the one who is now the child of Satan has found a giant mirror. There's this recurring mirror imagery in the movie, and so what this woman does is she is trying to pull the anti-god out of the mirror realm and bring him into our world, but that would result in our destruction. Matter and antimatter, not good. They don't mix. Sort of sensing this in like the final crescendo here, our main character like shoulder checks the child of the devil into the mirror dimension, and she goes in along with it, and in order to seal them in the mirror land, the last surviving priest like shatters the mirror. Our queen here gave her life to save everybody. In the sort of the spell is broken, right? Everybody who was possessed is now dead because they were also killed in addition to being possessed. So now this church is littered with corpses. The homeless population are no longer possessed, so they disperse, and day breaks. In like the final scene, our main guy, who was the lover of the woman who went into the mirror dimension, it like dreams of her. He's been having this recurring dream, and he now, he wakes up from this nightmare. He looks over at the mirror and touches it gently. What did we think of Prince of Darkness?
I love Prince of Darkness. I feel like every movie we've talked about this series, I say the same thing over and over. Like, yeah, the visuals are great. The direction's amazing. I love the cast. But, like, every movie we've talked about, like, so far is a masterpiece to me. I don't think we missed at all. I think this is incredible. I love that it's much like the more beloved The Thing. It's very kind of like Lovecraftian, but like it's like Lovecraftian in a way where it's like people in rooms talking about the supernatural. It's a lot of like slowly watching the effects of the goo tube sort of unfold. I think it builds up really well. The effects are some of my favorite of Carpenter's career. I love the constant thumping music that plays for the entire fucking duration of this. I feel like you could just blast this movie onto like a wall in a warehouse and just have like a pretty good Halloween party, like out of the box.
Apparently that's called Mickey Mousing, I guess, when it comes to like writing the script or something. When like those big sounds, or like writing out the sounds, something like that. I was reading about it. They gave the example of like in King Kong, whenever like the sounds that they had planned, like they were like boom, like BOM BOM BOM, and like writing them out like that. I wonder like what it looked like for this movie. Like how did they write out this script for?
Do you think
like
they just like vibed? This vibed for like the hour 40 minutes of the runtime.
Knowing Carpenter, maybe.
But I love the cast here. There's a couple dudes from Big Trouble in Little China. They show back up in this, and it's great to see them. Dennis Dunn is basically playing the same guy, but like Victor Wong, I think, brings a lot of like interesting stuff to playing the professor character. Some of that might be nostalgic because I knew him as the grandfather in Three Ninjas, but like they give him like a big chunk of dialogue to work with, and I feel like no one ever gave that guy like real lines, and it's so cool to see him kind of like kill it. He absolutely crushes in this. It has some of like my favorite horror movie imagery ever, like the dream things, one of the best. It's so beautiful, and it's like actually like legitimately unnerving to me. And I think like the way it kind of like twists at the end is so much fun. I love the mirror stuff. I love the hand coming out of the darkness. I love the shot of Catherine inside the mirror reaching for like literally anything to help her get out of the fucking shadow realm. The final closing beat it lands on is so great. I love like how uncertain it is by the end of it. Like, did they actually do anything? Because it still seems like it's gonna happen in 1999 at the end of the movie. Like, it doesn't really seem like they solved anything. And I loved that last shot, like the hand slowly approaching the mirror. I fucking love Prince of Darkness. Shouts out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think the first time that I saw this movie, actually, I was in Boston, and there's a theater there. I think it's called the Brattle. It's a really small theater. And it's like a tiny little theater with like a balcony. They have like a really good speaker system in there. And they'd just like put old movies on, and I had seen it like in that venue, and it was just like a really cool way to see it, because the theater is just like super old, but like that old style of theaters too, with like red, like kind of like the red velvet seats and stuff like that. And I'd never seen the movie before, and I was like completely blown away by it. Just like, how have I not heard of this before?
Yeah.
It lives up to that. Like every time I watch it, it's always just like fun. It's like a movie that like I can sit and fully focus on and still enjoy it, but I can also put it on and like come back to it here and there and still enjoy it that way. I really like the special effects in it. I think the budget was like $3 million or something, but it grossed like 14, something like that. They did have a kind of a small bug budget. I do have bug facts. We want to do bug facts, but
yeah, hold on to the bug facts. We're coming back to them.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, overall, I really like it. I think it's the John Carpenter film that I return to the most. I don't know why that is, but I guess because it like for such like a big plot, because it involves like the whole world, like everything, I suppose. It still feels like very not insular, but like very like personal and intimate, despite the fact that it's such a huge storyline. Like it involves like so much, but really it's just like this tiny cast in this building and this like tiny room with the goo tube. Like, I don't know, I really like when something has a very intimate feel to it, and yet it still plays with this like larger concept. Yeah, I don't know, I always come out of it feeling really entertained. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. So I want to start off by saying I really enjoyed this. It does have like one too many things, I think. I really love this sort of, I don't know, like this idea of like the quantumness of it all, but then like I don't think like, and then like I could even do the quantumness and then the Catholic stuff. I think that's really fun. But then once we get to mirror dimensions, I'm like, that's too many things. Alternatively, it could have been less Catholic, and it could have been like a mirror dimension and quantum stuff. or maybe, just like two of those three things I think would have been a little better, because I think all three of them are like interesting and I wanted more about them, but because there's, a normal runtime for this movie, you just don't get as much of anything in particular. So you do get scenes where like I said earlier, Lisa's just like typing like random verses from Revelation into a computer. Like, like dude, that's doing research now. But so I mean, like it all works. I like it all, but I think I would have preferred one less like horror theme. But I think that all the staging's really fun. I love this movie's like. The shadows outside are so heavy, right? Like you can't see beyond this church. Like there's the guy who goes outside to become Bugs, and like he's like kind of the furthest you get from the church, and it's just this like flat black like all around them. Like you really feel like the tightness, like you're here with the devil and you're stuck, which I think is really impressive. The movie has an incredible tactile quality to it, which I feel like, that's what you come to John Carpenter for, to really sort of like feel everything about it. The cylinder has a great physicality. The possession method, although it might not be my favorite, it's definitely the ickiest.
Well, that is just bias on your side. Bad opinion from the sounds of it.
It's definitely the ickiest. But it's great, right? I mean, it's so physical to get like, a squirt of dark liquid turns you into like the devil's servant.
That's my Saturday night, baby.
A spirit can't just like metaphysically enter a body. They have to get like Kids' Choice Award slimed beforehand.
Exactly. So fun. Yeah, I mean, so like everything is, I agree that I think all the performances are really fun. I love like the short skinny guy whose whole thing is like not being able to drop being like the funny guy, even like at Death's Door. I love his dedication to the bit. I feel like in a lesser movie he would have stopped trying to like do bits like 20 minutes sooner. But even when these like possessed women are breaking down the doors, he's still firing off one-liners, which you love to see.
I mean, I like the idea of like a character that uses humor to try to diffuse their tension. So it's
I love it.
It's really nice. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I would say overall pretty positive. I would have trimmed a little bit, but that's just my personal preference. Pretty fun.
Why does this happen? This is fine. I think a lot of the things that I come to Carpenter for are here, which is to say like really cool practical effects. I love the tube. I think the cylinder is great. Basically I think my problem comes down to like, Assault on Precinct 13. It's like the best not zombie movie where like, it's a similar situation where you've got a core group of people trapped in a building, and they're being attacked from the outside by this kind of like unseen like block of gang members. They have to try to stay alive until morning or whatever. Same general like conceit here, but like it's I feel like it's a little bit thinner. I think there's something about it that's like where like I think a lot of Carpenter has charm. This one's like a little mean-spirited or something. Like I do agree that it's great to see Victor Wong actually get a role that isn't just like he's the wizened old like Asian guy, like he is in Big Trouble. I think that is really refreshing to get him to see him actually like act. Not that I don't love Big Trouble. I love Big Trouble. I think it's fantastic. But I don't know. I feel like all the constituent parts of Carpenter are here, but I don't like the way that any of them are really executed. I hate that Alice Cooper's in the movie. Like it really bothers me because it's not subtle. It's just like that's Alice Cooper with a bunch of white, like foundation on. Like it really fucking takes me out of it. The fact that like almost everyone in the church, like they don't really have a connection. which isn't necessarily like a bad thing. Like a lot of the people in Assault on Precinct 13th don't really have a connection, and they're kind of like unwilled and together. But like there's no like personal dynamics between any of them that feel meaningful. And one of the things I think is kind of test my patience is like we know the game as soon as that girl gets like the upside down pool of liquid squirt into her mouth. Like as soon as she starts walking around possessed, we know that. We know the game, we know the score, but we have to watch these characters for like 40 more minutes, try to figure out the score, and like I feel like it just I feel like I'm moving through quicksand. It feels laborious. Yeah, I think Carpenter was like on it or something, but like I'm just not. And again, I like this movie, and I mean I don't think Carpenter has really done a hell of a lot of wrong in his life, and I would even include Ghosts on Mars in that category. I'd extended that mercy. But like, I think a lot of what's like special about his other work, like The Thing and They Live, and I hate to compare it to these things because it's such like a lesser like artifact. It just it doesn't have like the idiosyncrasy. It doesn't have the charm. There's no like, and I think this might owe to the fact that there's no compelling lead. We need Piper in They Live. We need Kurt Russell in Big Trouble and in The Thing. I think there isn't a person to attach to other than the PhD version of guy in your MFA, who's like, yeah, what if my quantum penis was in your quantum vagina? And like she's like, man, we're like the same. Like I just like there's nothing to hold on to really. In terms of like the characters here, we have a very nervous priest and a very nervous science guy, and like that's kind of it.
Is it like too like general? Do you think?
Too general.
It's not specific enough.
It's not specific enough. It's not like again, and I think that it might be because in what you've articulated, Josh, is that it's there's like too many plot points. There's too much even though like I love all the like the lore details of they crucified alien Jesus because he was too woke about the goo, like that's incredible. I just like it feels shaggy. Like it's like there's a devilish simplicity to a lot of his work that like is lost here, because ultimately like we're pulling this kind of we're pulling Daddy Satan out of the mirror realm, but what does that like mean? Like what follows then? What are the stakes there? I don't know. It feels like like a little too like I don't feel like, okay, to be a little more precise and to stop talking, I don't feel his voice here. It's not as present as it is elsewhere. And his voice is what I come to him for. And like when I stop like kind of seeing his mark, I'm like, where'd you go? Where's John? Like even the soundtrack, I don't think bangs quite as hard as a Carpenter soundtrack typically bangs. So yeah, I want more of his idiosyncrasy, and I'm just like I don't feel it here for some reason.
That's interesting. Sorry. I feel like I you don't have to apologize. I do feel a lot of him here. I feel like I see his preoccupations, and it might just be like a different side of him, but I definitely feel it. Like I feel the what is gonna happen when the guy comes through the mirror. I mean, one, it's probably the vision. Like they're sending the thing back to prevent it from happening. Even just like the threat of like the anti-god, I love. Like I love that it's coming at the same subject from like religion and science, and the like, well, at like a quantum structure everything breaks down. Couldn't something on like the reverse matter exist? What would live inside of it? Like that I love. And I do see John Carpenter in it.
It's just interesting you say that, Craig, because this movie actually, John Carpenter he purposefully made it to have as much creative freedom as he could have, which is why it's a really personal movie to him, because he was getting really tired of doing really big movies where he got a lot of his creative freedom like taken away from him. Mm-hmm. So this one in particular, he kept it like a lower budget compared to those movies. And he really just like kept a lot of creative control in everything that he did for it. So it like ended up being a very like underrated as far as he was concerned. So it's just interesting that like the John Carpenter that you know or that you're referring to is like the John Carpenter that has been like boxed to us by the companies that he's been working with or like the people that have been producing to him. And yet this really weird kind of messy thing that I love about this movie is actually kind of his thoughts in a way that's like closer to him. I do know this movie came specifically out of like him getting really into quantum physics and like freaked out about relativity and like the fact that everything we believe doesn't actually yeah, he like got really freaked out by the idea that everything that we believe actually doesn't make any sense when you boil it down to like a subatomic level. And like he got really obsessed with this subject, and that's why this movie is a thing, and that's why the science-y thing is like, it's like all of part of it. It's like the idea that religion as we know it is actually a manifestation of like, yes, extraterrestrials, but like everything that we know that is within it is like actually just the result of science we don't understand yet, which I find to be really fun. It's like a kind of like a, I don't know, like there isn't there a term for like using science, like saying that all of science exists, it's just like made by God. I can't remember if it's like called any specific thing, but that it has a lot of like that kind of like vibe to it.
Yeah, that's like intelligent design, right?
Yeah. So there's like a lot of that in this movie, and it's funny because like I do agree that it is a lot of silliness after a certain point, and it can be very predictable. But I kind of like don't mind it for that. Like this isn't a movie that I'm coming to for something much more like deep, I guess. It's kind of like a fun story-driven premise rather than a character-driven premise. Or like a plot-driven premise. Yeah, so it's much more hinging on like this kind of like almost like a short story horror thing, where sometimes it's like narrated by a character that might not even be in it, the thing, or it's just kind of like almost like a spitballing of like a concept, but then he made a movie out of it, so there really is no main character.
I love the idea that John Carpenter just hadn't discovered smoking weed and playing Sonic the Hedgehog yet. And he was like really kind of like distressed about quantum physics, and then like he got a Sega Genesis and he was like, oh, okay, I don't need to worry about this anymore.
I can channel these existential horrors into getting through Green Hill Zone. No problem. No, I guess like I think I sort of like, so again, I really did like this, but I think I do like hew a little more towards Craig on this one. I do think that, I mean, that's interesting that you, because I didn't know that background, Vou. I do think there's like an elegance that's lost. Like, I mean, because The Thing is so, yeah, I'm not like trying to compare them necessarily, but it's like so clockwork. I mean, Halloween is so like, one guy, one house, one girl, pretty much, right?
I mean,
so
I think we're used to that though, and I think that, I mean, like there's something to be said about things have to get edited. People that make things do need help, like kind of like wrapping them up and like making them presentable. Like the reason why these movies do really well is because that they are smoothed out and streamlined in a way that are easier to swallow for larger audiences. And Prince of Darkness really isn't that. I mean, that's why we fucking, like, nobody I know has heard of it. Like, it definitely has its problems. It is like a chunky movie in comparison to these movies that have had a lot of like polishing up.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's cool to see that. Like, I was I didn't hate, but I think Coppola is a good example of this as well, right? Like whenever they give him free reign, you get something fucking bizarre that doesn't really
Yes.
work very well.
Yes.
But I thought Megalopolis was like a it's like a pretty good 3-star movie. Like it's really, it's like fine. I mean, I don't know if it was worth all of that he put into it, but it was, you know, it was fine. But I do think it's valuable to like sort of see like what happens when you give a filmmaker like full artistic license over like, you know, all steps of the process, like, you know, ostensibly without outside like editing, outside, you know, story cuts or changes or whatever, if you're like really letting them run wild. I think that's a good artifact to have as, you know, part of their filmography.
I tend to be really into that kind of thing. I actually had this conversation concerning like animation, and like Tim Burton was like specifically the subject, because the friend had been like, I really hate Tim Burton movies. And I'm like, and I completely get that, but have you seen the Hansel and Gretel short that he made for Disney Channel that was only shown twice in like 1990 or something? Have you seen that? And then tell me that you don't like Tim Burton. Like, there's something to be said about like these ugly, not as good things that I just really personally like. It's like I'm seeing into the creator's like soul a bit more. And maybe, yes, it is simple, and maybe, yes, the characters kind of some of them are great, and yet they are still not main characters. Yes, there's like, it's a bit predictable, but like I guess like there's like aspects of that I like, as a personal bias, I really do enjoy. But you were right in saying that it does got some rough edges going on for sure.
It reminds me a lot of like In the Mouth of Madness John Carpenter more than it reminds me of like Christine John Carpenter.
Absolutely, yeah, completely.
Where you
Can you
like,
tell me more about that? Because I haven't seen either of those movies.
Oh, you haven't seen Mouth of Madness? Oh, it's fun.
Oh, it's really good. It's basically some like fake Stephen King writes a book that's gonna end the world.
Isn't it
it's
the
great.
Jurassic Park guy?
Sam Neill's in it.
Yeah, it's Sam Neill.
And yeah, everything just kind of gets more and more like fucked up, and like a whole town is haunted and shit. There's a lot going on in that movie too.
There's a part where he's wearing like like hospital scrubs that like they had to manually write in with like Sharpie or something, like every single type of like shitty looking cross you've ever seen. It's just all over the scrubs and like all over his face. Like he must have just been sitting there while a bunch of people on set were just drawing crosses on him. It's just
a team of interns.
Holy shit, that's so awesome.
The shots of
I
him
just
that are
Googled
like,
it.
oh yeah. It's like it is like the thing that I think of first actually when I think of that movie, because I loved it so much. But there's definitely some really cool stuff in there. I remember there's like the weird guy with the eyes too, and they had like some kind of contacts or something. I can't remember what exactly they were, like 2 pupils or something like that. But yeah, you were definitely right. It's definitely more in that kind of vein of things. I think Princess Darkness was still like lower budget than that one. I can't remember.
Yeah. This was like Carpenter coming off of like several like box office, if not bombs, and like underperforming movies. And he was like, all right, fuck this. I'm just going back to horror. No one saw Starman or whatever, so here you go. Here's a man made of bugs or whatever.
Well, and he's right. We love the man made of bugs.
Yeah, we do. He was Oogie Boogie. He was Oogie Boogie out there. He was.
Can you tell Vu? Can you tell us more about the bug?
Bug facts.
There's not too much information about the bugs, unfortunately. I do know, first of all, that the guy, what's his fucking name? Jason?
John
Peter
Carpenter.
Jason? No. One of the actors, a fun fact was that he, like, for a while did not understand. He's like, where do the bugs come from? Who picks all the bugs up afterwards? After we're done using them, and like had all these. He didn't understand that bug wranglers were like a thing, and he would continuously.
In fairness, I barely know that.
Well, he would continually ask John Carpenter over and over again, to the point that John Carpenter was starting to get really pissed off, and then he just kept doing it to like bug him. Bug him. But yeah, there was worms and beetles and ants in this movie. I do know, sad fact for people that are animal lovers, even if it doesn't include bugs. I love bugs, but some of the ants, because they were like Carpenter ants, so they had like they could bite. They had their like jaws removed because they were like on ladies' faces and stuff. So in order for the actresses to not get like bit,
Oh, God.
they removed the bugs' jaws. It's kind of like in Phenomena where they removed the stingers from the bees. Yeah, they did that. There were. I actually wrote this down because I couldn't remember the exact numbers. 3,000 worms, 6,000 stink beetles, and 30,000 ants that they used for this movie. And it actually took kind of a
You're
lot.
not going to get these stats on the projection booth.
It took a bit for me to find that information, actually. I did know that it was 30,000 ants from just like a random... There's like a place nearby that does like silly movie... What are they called? Trivia nights and stuff. I did know the 30,000 ants, but I didn't know the other two. And as for the beetles, which I also fairly said, they did smush a lot of them in the actual movie. So many beetles smushed. But there's a part where there's like commentary, and John Carpenter's just like, yeah, we did have these pants set up, and we had like a whole thing set up so that we could really just like dump all of these beetles down these pairs of pants. And I guess like they had to do it multiple times because the beetles eventually came out of the pants. So if you have to redo the scene, you have to fill the pants full of beetles again.
Yeah. Bug wrangling.
Bug
All right,
wrangling.
fill the pants back up with beetles.
All right,
Take it from
do
the
it
fucking
again.
top.
Lighting's off. All right, wrangle all the beetles. Okay, put it back in the pants.
Yeah, where's the fucking bug guy? Get the bug guy on
Like a
set.
bug guy on set. It certainly isn't millions and millions of flies, but hey.
God bless
Beetles.
bug wranglers. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
I mean,
And,
who else is gonna
they do great work.
They do. Now it's all CGI because everybody's losing jobs to... Yeah, anyways.
Just find some ants, bro.
Go find a man that loves
We-
ants.
We in order to avoid like a Batman style supervillain, we have got to keep paying the bug people. If they become too poor, we're in trouble. They could
This is like,
they could do a lot of damage.
what could I possibly... Just that they're sitting in like their house where they keep... Because I assume they keep them all in their home.
Yeah, like they're all
He's like leaning over like, what am I to do with all these beetles? What will I do with them? What will I do with you? And then like the next day, he's just like, there's just like a swarm of them around him, like it's like a cyclone, and he's just taking over his neighborhood. Like, yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he can't afford to buy an engagement ring for the beautiful woman who works at the bank around the corner. So he's like, I could just take the diamond, couldn't we?
It's like I couldn't possibly feed all these ants myself. So how can I amend this? What could I possibly feed them? Everyone in the nearby Walmart. That's right. That would be enough. Stupid.
I love the idea that like they like all of the bug wranglers get laid off because like AI Gen AI makes their jobs unnecessary, so they just turn every film executive's house into the end of Creep Show.
And it's
when
like
all the-
literally.
when all the cockroaches are coming out.
No, every bug wrangler is Michelle Pfeiffer in her shitty apartment, like, immediately before becoming Catwoman.
They're just like on their computer. I live. I'm speaking for the ants. I'm speaking for all my ants. We're here. Hear us. It's like, God, I hope you can get your job back, bug wrangler. You need it.
It's still like a really like 1994 version of the future for some reason. So like you're at like your beige cubicle, right?
Yeah,
Surrounded by
yeah.
other beige cubicles, and the ants are just typing feed.
I
Just
am-
feed.
I am envisioning this bug wrangler in 2025 with that computer from Prince of Darkness in their home.
Yeah, because how are you going to be a bug wrangler without also being a fan of vintage technology? Those two things are comorbid.
I gotta be able to pop that sucker open and take those bugs out any time. Who knows about that? Yeah. I do have some goofax though too, if we want to do goofac real quick.
Yeah, well, we must
Please.
because you've brought us some wet movies, but I think by pound for pound, this might be the wettest one.
The
Well, I mean-
slime is the malice here. Like, it's about the slime. This is the most slime focused one yet.
Unfortunately, there is actually no full recipe on what the slime is made of. But it's most likely, from my understanding, since it was pretty low budget, they just use like commercial like cinema slime, like they have viscous slime stuff that they use in a lot of movies. What I do know though that's fun is there are I know 3 wet facts. The first one is that in the tube there was a separate tube that was on a dolly, and that turned, and that's what caused it to always look like it was moving in there.
Oh, I was curious about that because it looks
Yeah.
mad. Like the goo looks angry.
Yeah, there's like lights in there. I think they might have used like glitter or some kind of other like. You've seen those kind of like metallic like fluids? There's like alcohol that looks like and stuff, but they just constantly kept it spinning. They actually did another trick like that in the movie. There's like a woman with a knife and she's not actually moving. They just move bricks behind her to make it look like she's moving for some reason. I don't
That's
know why
so
they.
awesome.
That
It's
rules.
just great. The other wet fact is that there's the part at the end where she's underwater. She's actually in the bottom of a pool and they're shooting that, and she had to stay under there for like half a minute, and it
Oh,
was like
God.
really shitty for her. And Carpenter actually like apologized to her because it was like a really bad condition for her to like try to be doing that scene in.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it on her face. She looks.
That's an honest.
Like,
that
fucked.
look on her face is an honest look of like she's freaked out because she is under there for so long.
God.
Ugh.
And the third fact is that they use liquid mercury for any of the tiny little mirror things where they stick their fingers or their arms in. They actually got a bunch of mercury and then fake arms and fingers and stuff and put them in there to make it look like it was going in a mirror.
That's the first
That's
thing.
amazing.
The first thing I said when the credits roll, I was like, I hope they didn't use real mercury.
They
'Cause
did.
It looked
did.
like real hands, right? I was like,
They-
that's like in my mind, it was like that's an ungloved hand going into mercury. Like,
Yeah, they did a good job. Yeah,
You know,
they
it was
they just took the mercury out of like one of their cameras or something like that. I can't remember. It's
That's
like
fucking
I don't know.
rules.
I don't
They're just
fucking know, but
breaking
yeah.
thermometers.
Thermometers.
They got like they got like a big. It was like a big amount of it because they had to put like arms in it and stuff.
Right.
And they couldn't have the actors actually put their fucking arms in mercury, so they made like fake arms. And then they put all the mercury back after like putting a bunch of shit in it. I don't know how that worked out for the camera afterwards.
I do like the idea that they just fucking dump it down the drain. Oh well, shoot's over.
All right, all right, goodbye.
You can't drink the water in Burbank anymore because then you're Prince of Darkness there.
Prince of Darkness mercury in the water. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they had to sign a waiver for the mercury, and they also had to sign a waiver for the whole room that the tube was in downstairs. That was actually in a separate location that was falling apart, and so they had to sign a waiver that they wouldn't sue if they got hurt because it was literally falling apart around them.
See, that's a recipe for this Wikipedia article, like Prince of Darkness, leading with, did you mean to click on the Prince of Darkness incident Wikipedia article?
Right.
Like the
Well, I don't
Twilight
know.
Zone movie.
I don't know about any incidents, but it would make
exactly.
sense if there was.
Yeah. It was then when medical science learned exactly how much mercury the human body can fit inside of it.
It's like that John
you-
Wayne movie that gave everyone cancer.
Cancer,
The Conqueror.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, or like the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god. I was so sad when I found that out because I was obsessed with Tin Man as a kid. He was like my best friend, like my imaginary friend. And then I was told that he died because of that fucking movie. And it made me really sad. I learned that pretty young too. It's like, what? What do you
I'm
mean?
imagining.
That
I'm
seems like
imagining
a
child you.
defining moment in your life to me.
Yeah, I'm
I think it all
imagining
stems
you,
from
like,
that.
Yeah.
Dreams die. So does the Tin
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you being like, wow, I love Oz. Maybe I too could, be meet the
yeah.
wizard, and they're like, "Hey, did you know he was getting like fucking aluminum
fucking
poisoned every
die?
fucking second that was in him?" You stupid little kid.
That munchkin killed himself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my- that on top of like learning what lobotomy was way too young. Just that's why I am the person I am today. You're welcome.
And now we get goofax, and we love having you on the podcast.
I love goofax. Yeah. If it's like a thing I have to live up to now, I have to keep finding these wet ass movies to do on here.
Got to do street trash sometime.
Oh yeah. Didn't they make isn't Toxic Avenger? Didn't they remake that?
They
or are
remade
they
both of them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of wet movies. Don't you guys
Yeah.
worry.
That's a relief. That's really a relief.
Yeah, because the part where the goo is in the ceiling, which I loved all the simple special effects in this. I want to talk about the worms on the window, and it's just a simple. We just made it look like they went up by like rewinding
stuck
it, and
some
I'm like,
worms onto
and
it.
I was like, I just like worms go up. That's great. It's so easy to make worms go up. That's spooky. Like there's just like simple things in this movie that are just like really fun, like little effects that I don't know. I just really enjoyed, like all the liquid on the ceiling, quote unquote, and then like flipping it to make it look like it's on the ceiling, but it's just like in a ceiling looking vat on the ground. Like I love all that. That's great.
But it's so effective. Like
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like, yeah.
I feel like there's like a tilt up to it as well, to really kind of like emphasize it. You see like the dropping, like the liquid like dropping into the ceiling. I don't know. There's a great movement to it in that like upside down shot.
The specifically the puppet of her that they have on the bed, like I think they have like multiple puppets for her when she's on the bed, and I just like really want to know what that puppet looks like when it doesn't have water shooting out of it. Make it look like water shooting into it. I was like obsessed with just wanting to know what it looked like.
So you just wanted to see the holes.
Yeah, or like I don't know. I wanted to see how rough it looked after all the filming. I don't know. Something about me wanted to know.
You want to see the wear and tear on the puppet. That's
I do.
understandable.
I want to see the wear and tear on the puppet.
I love Satan's
because
hand coming out of the mirror, and it looks all
Oh yeah.
just powerful, and like you don't want any of that.
The demon on the other side. I do love. This is the part too that I always forget about, and you're right, in Josh, in saying that like there's too much in this movie, like them getting like the future messages in their dreams. It's like barely in the movie, and I always forget that it's in the movie, and it's like the future us trying to warn them or something like that. Like why the hell is that?
But
it's such a cool looking shot. I love because they like
it
did
so
cool.
much.
the
It's so
video
cool.
they did looks awesome, and then they like recorded it in one way, and then they put it on TV, and then like it looks awesome, but it also is like, wait, what? Can I get more information on this?
No,
it's so awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, because I agree with Jen that I think it's like one of the best, like
looks
the most
cool.
haunting images in the movie.
Yes.
And so I'm like, use it more.
Yeah,
I
give
think
me.
that
I wanted more. I wanted more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, because like I think it's extremely charming that Carpenter, bone sober, had to learn about quantum physics and get stressed out.
Well,
super funny, and I'm like, give me more of that. Like, I mean, because the quantum stuff is really that's the most fun part, and I'm like, let's strip away. I don't want it to be Catholic anymore. Let's just do quantum physics.
You almost could have done bookends with it. You could have had like one of the characters have a dream in the beginning, and then like go into the movie, and it's like a dream similar to that, maybe not the same thing. Maybe she's like close by, because it says that the dreams happen to people that are in proximity of it. So like have, I don't know, you just like have it somewhere else in the movie that feels like a persistent thing. Because it doesn't make it seem.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's supposed to be urgent, but it doesn't feel urgent. It's just kind of like there, and then they're like, "You guys all have the same dream? Crazy!" And it's like, okay.
Well,
Crazy.
I love
Anybody
how
seen
they
Lisa?
I love how they explain it. It's like, oh yeah, like the Brotherhood of Sleep. Yeah, just start getting the dream. Like you're just gonna get it. Is it real? I don't know, but we
It's
all
there.
start having it. Like I don't
Okay.
know. I think it's cool as shit, man.
It is. I just wanted more of that.
Yeah, I adored that. It really reminded me of like urban legends, time travel. Like it's such an elegant touch, and it's quite frightening.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a Max Headroom style like signal intrusion.
Yeah,
and I'm
it
like,
looks
give me that.
It looks like a broadcast created in desperation. Like you see the camera like live news feed style, like dolly along the fence, and then you can kind of see the figure on the inside through like a zoom lens. It looks like completely like, this is all we got. You have to stop this. You have to believe me that the thing on the other side of this door is fucked. It's gonna be so bad if you can't stop this. And like, I think
you're like,
that
what is this that I'm looking at?
like,
Hello?
and then there's something so like kind of like numbers stationy about the line delivery of like, this is not a dream. This is going to happen. We are sending this back in the off chance that you can do anything about this. It's
But that's the thing,
we can
though. That's
only
the
send
thing,
it
though.
to you as a dream.
That's
that's so horrifying.
It
That's
doesn't
so
even feel like that's why
amazing.
we there. It doesn't feel like that's why we're even there, though. Like if we had, if that had been a concept that came up earlier in the writing, and they're like, you know, we're gonna look into this, but really it was just like, oh yeah, the dreams. Yeah, we have those dreams, and it's like, it seems like a really urgent message that we should have looked into earlier. Like that should have been a prompt to even do any of this that we're doing in this church thing. Like I agree that it's like really, it feels really relevant, and like it's very memorable. It's like a super cool moment, just the way it looks. It reminds me of like those really low budget like fake mockumentaries and stuff like that, like the horror ones, almost like Noroi and stuff like that. Like that's what it feels like. And I would want very much more of it, but it's just kind of like it's used so quickly. It's like they didn't know how valuable this thing was that they had. Like, come on. Do more
As
of
texture, I adore it.
that.
It's
You love
they're
that-
speaking to me
fucking-
personally with
yeah,
that
you
one.
love that crunchy stuff, dude. You do. She all about that crunchy shit.
Do we Jennifer, when she gets her first hit of granola, do we have any final thoughts about Prince of Darkness?
I love this movie so much, you guys. I understand that it's flawed. I just don't care. There's just so much gold in this particular hill.
I'm well aware I'm biased in my love of it, and that's okay. I love it very much. No final feelings, Craig.
No, see, I mean, I think even you know, like I came in a little hot, but it's still a Carpenter film. Like it's still there, and you know, even in my mind, his little passion project here still heads and shoulders above like other people's efforts. So yeah, no, good on him. I'm glad he had fun. I'm glad he had fun with his neurotic fear of quarks and photons and shit. That's
Science I
for
don't
you.
understand. Science you don't understand is very scary.
It's very scary. Yeah, that's what every
Time-
X-Files episode is about.
Time
No,
doesn't
for real.
exist. I don't know how to tell you how time doesn't really exist, but I know it doesn't, and that's scary. It's scary because it seems like
Yeah.
it does, but it doesn't.
No, John Carpenter was gone off that loud that you only get when you're a fucking you've like been in the studio system long enough, and he's just like, I'm fucking like Jesus was like an alien probably, like that shit's fucked. Let's make a movie about it, you know?
It reminds me. It reminds me
Sorry.
of this mushroom trip where Can I say that on the show? Can I talk about
Yes.
mushrooms? I'm gonna talk about mushrooms.
Yes.
Okay.
I've done it before.
Okay. It is a mushroom trip in which I watch Disney's Cars, and I will tell you to not ever do that. Actually, don't do that. Because first of all, you will be very befuddled and scared of the textures in it because everything is not biological and mushrooms very much want everything to be. And so your brain has a hard time with that. But mostly you kind of spiral down into thinking about everything nobody thinks about with the Cars universe, in that everything that's happened in our world historically, all the horrible things, happened in the car universe if some of these cars exist. There's things that would have happened. And there's a caste system. Like, we're pushing over cows that are also cars, but we're cars. and you, it's a hole that you fall in, and I feel like possibly Carpenter fell into a similar hole before the making of this movie that made him desperately need to make it. I feel like a kinship with him in that, because I feel like it must have been that fear that I had been feeling, my Disney's Cars fear that I can never forget.
That's
he was
so
on that 80s cocaine, and that shit was just different.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I would probably not watch Cars on mushrooms. I don't think that would be enjoyable at all.
We detoxed it by watching, that David Attenborough, like, dinosaurs stuff on the History Channel.
Yeah,
really well. We watched all of that and then got really, really emotional about how cool dinosaurs were and how much we really wanted to be dinosaurs. So it helped. It fixed the problem. But Cars was really bad. Don't do it.
Not even once.
Although we should definitely do shrooms and watch Redline as a random thing.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be transcendent.
Yeah. I did shrooms and watched Suspiria one time. That was really great.
Ooh, I watched Midsommar. Good.
That sounds really unpleasant to me.
That sounds really stressful.
I also played Resident Evil, and that was good for me too. It's the Disney Cars that really fucked me up. You never really know.
It was I did mushrooms and watched cartel videos for 6 hours. It was amazing.
I can't,
I trace it all back to when I found out that they poisoned the Tin Man. And I just really...
I was literally just thinking, I'm like, this is all because the Tin Man died in the way he did, and I learned too young. That's why I'm like this.
I think I gave this 4 stars. Pretty good.
5 stars for me. Absolute heater.
3 stars for me.
The bias in me gives it 5, but I think I can sit at a 4. Yeah.
4 stars. It is.
Sure.
Vou, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Always.
We love when you come on.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Thank you for coming back.
I love being here. Thank you so much for inviting me, and happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Yes, happy Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. Congratulations. You've made it, soldier, to another Halloween.
We've done it, everyone.
We have a question.
Oh,
All
yes.
right.
From I'm so sorry. He Jay Conk.
Chukon.
Do you got JKOHNKE?
If it's wrong, correct us. Continue.
J is silent. It's
Jonk.
We also
Jonk
love honking
asks-
off. Yes.
Question for the next Bloodbath episode. What is a horror movie that used to terrify you when you were younger that no longer does? And on the flip side, what's a movie that didn't affect you in the past but now really gets under your skin?
That's a really good question. The one that really fucked me up when I was young was The Haunting with Liam Neeson and Owen Wilson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a remake of House on Haunted Hill.
Wow.
Basically... there's a big haunted mansion, and they're doing a sleep study in it. It's what Scary Movie 2 riffs off of.
Yeah.
Oh.
That movie's so funny.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the idea that you would do a sleep study in the evilest house in the state of Maryland or whatever. And just like...
Yeah. Like, Owen Wilson gets decapitated by, like, a fucking lion statue. It used, like, when I was young, it terrified me, and I saw it as an adult. And I'm like, this is the corniest fucking movie, like, ever. I'll have to think about the second one, so somebody else go.
One that used to terrify me was Cujo, which no longer does because now I know that it's just footage of a dog having a really nice time. They use like a Saint Bernard. Yeah, they use like a Saint Bernard, which is like they get gigantic, but they're just puppies forever. They're just gentle giants, and they love like playing and running around and doing soft wrestling and stuff, and like supposedly like every shot of the dog is like the dog really excited, although in really grungy makeup, including like the rabies foam, which was made out of like something that like just the dog just loved to eat. And so they have to reapply the rabies foam after every take because you just lick it up because he was so excited to have more rabies foam. It's like completely insane that that's a horror movie.
I'll take another hit of rabies foam, please.
So cute. I did not know that. That makes me so happy.
Vou, mixed drink idea or a cocktail idea, rabies foam.
That's actually Cujo rabies foam.
I really have to. It's gonna use egg white or aquafaba.
Yeah. You gotta get it to foam.
Mm-hmm.
The only movie I can remember like keeping me up at night as a child because it was too scary was The Ring. That really scared me. Now I just simply bask in its perfection. But like Craig, I have to think about one that didn't scare me before but now does. I gotta think on that.
It's a little tough for me. I can answer the one that scared me when I was a kid but doesn't anymore. Because I am so saturated with Asian horror now. It's like my blood. But when I was a child and I saw The Grudge, it was the scariest fucking thing that I have ever seen. And it really freaked me out. I think there's a part where she's going down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And I really didn't like it. And the way they make the little kid look. Like, I think when I saw it too, it wasn't very good quality, so it made it even fucking scarier looking. Did not like it. Love it now. But it spooked me a lot when I was a kid. Very scary.
In the original Japanese one, that stair shot is actually still pretty. It's pretty good. Like,
it really kind of messed me up. I don't know. It was just really scary. I think things in like a tiny house like that too was a little scary, like stairs. Because when I was growing up, we had a stairwell in the middle of the house. So there's like the living room, the stairwell that went up to the second floor, and then on the other side was the dining room. And that middle stairwell didn't have like banisters you could see through. It was just like a solid wall on either side. So when you're standing at the top of it and there's no lights downstairs, like in the middle of the night, it just looked like the stairs descended into like a vat of darkness. It was so fucking scary. And it looked the same way when you were downstairs and there was no lights upstairs. It was just like you ascended into just darkness. And so like stairs really freaked me out as a kid. And so that scene when she's coming down the stairs, I was like, no, cool, nightmares for a really long time. I love it now though. She did good. Good job.
Yeah.
See, there's like I was like a scaredy cat when I was a little boy, so like there's nothing that didn't scare me now but unnerves me. Or wait, didn't scare me then but unnerves me now. Because I was like a little wimp, so everything scared me when I was a kid.
I feel like to the movie that like didn't affect me when I was a kid, but now it does. It's like Grizzly Man, where when I was a kid, I was like,
the real stuff. Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at this weird man, and now I'm like 2 life choices away from being this guy. Like I just see way too much of myself in this maniac.
I think,
two critical life failures.
Yeah, I think like I saw Carrie when I was, I don't know, I must have been like a young teen or something like that. I didn't see it too young, but I guess I was still a kid. And it was like spooky, but I wasn't scared of it. And I think like later in my life, this could be a little bit more personal. I have a really bad relationship with my mother, and her mom in that movie, my mom was not that fucking psych. Like she wasn't like this raving, like she wasn't like that. But there's a lot of aspects that were very much like her that I couldn't like I didn't make those connections as like a kid. And when I got older and I've analyzed these things and I've like seen certain things and like really like remembered it and then like thought about that movie, now it just like it doesn't scare me, but it definitely like unnerves me in a way where it like brings me back to that state, and then I end up feeling like a big kinship with like the character, so it makes the movie better for me because I end up like just like really feeling for her, but it does kind of freak me out in like a very real way that is just like bad nostalgia or like bad memories kind of thing. But it's hard because I'm really not scared by anything anymore. So it's hard for me to be like, to pick something that would be scary now, I guess. But that would be the closest, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Piper Laurie, the mother, That performance is fucking crazy.
It's so
It's like
scary,
it's-
and it's like real too. Like people are like that
Yeah.
though. Like
You're
and
right,
That
exactly.
is fucking frightening.
Yeah, she like tapped into something that's like so real. It might have been like the first person to like manifest it in a concrete way. It occurred to me, talking. Remember, I was about 12 or 13, and the girl down the block I was friends with as a kid, Christy. She brought over a VHS copy of The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Oh,
And like
okay.
I remember we watched it in my sister's bedroom, and I remember being so bored. I was like, this is such a boring fucking movie. Again, I think I've expressed, my mother and I would watch horror films together when I was really, really young. So like I actually had like even as like a kid, I was like, that's a miss. That's
You were just always like this.
it was just always like this.
You're just spiritually giving 2 stars to shitty horror movies on Letterboxd, but like a child.
Well, no, I mean, like my mom like gave me the heavy hitters. We watched Silence of the Lambs. We watched fucking The Shining. And when something like didn't hit, it didn't hit, and I noticed. But like The Others as an adult, I'm not going to spoil the film if folks haven't seen it. Actually, Criterion just released it. It is one of the core like features of it is like the horror of going insane as a ghost. Like you just live in an eternal plane of your worst moment forever, and that's like, to me, like the last time I saw it, like deeply like unsettling, like deeply like hideous, as a concept, that you live in this like gray zone of madness and suffering, and there's like no purgatory be scary is basically my takeaway as an adult. Like it is a frightening movie, but not in the conventional ways that a movie is frightening.
Hi, Clive.
Sorry, Clive. Knock it off.
Thank
Sorry
you,
about
thank you, Clive Barker.
Oh yes. For anybody,
You wanted to say takes.
yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, my dog's name is Clive Barker, and he barks. Yep.
Thank you for that question. Amazing question. Excellent question. Thought-provoking question.
Thought-provoking is a good question.
Yeah.
If you want to
I'm sorry,
ask
I
a
don't know how
question.
to say your name. I'm so very sorry.
If you want to hear Jennifer mangle your online handle,
No!
you can do that. You can do that by submitting a question. This can be done at our email box at swimfanspodcast@gmail.com, or you could ask it on Instagram at swimfanspod. You can ask a question on like the Spotify episodes. So anything along those lines, if you want to ask the show a question or send us a recommendation, same venues, feel free to do that. Vou Pinette, thank you so much for coming back on the show. Where can people find you online?
They can find me on Instagram at Velociraptor. It's just Velociraptor, the word, but the start of it is VOU. So VOU Velociraptor.
Excellent. And you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So that is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Wherever you're listening, please rate, please review, please subscribe, please do all that fun stuff. We have a Patreon. You can listen to, if you haven't already, you can hear myself, Delaney Jordan, and Samuel Button Bell talk about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. On Patreon this month. It's the 50th anniversary, which I absolutely planned, and that wasn't a cosmic accident. That was totally on purpose. So if you want to hear that for as low as $1 a month, you can hear the Rocky Horror Picture Show discussion, as well as everything else on the Patreon. That is patreon.com/swimfans. And you can find the show on all the social medias, Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd. That is user SwimFansPod. And you can find me at all those same spots, user Amons, AMONNS. I watched a bunch of stuff at the Animationist Film Festival, but I'm going to do an episode about that. So I saw a lot of movies. Jen.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, Diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I rewatched Phantom of the Paradise. Still fucking rips.
Oh,
Craig.
fucking yeah.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. I passively watched Stir of Echoes last night.
Digging a pit with the boys.
That shit was so good.
so there's a Blue Sky, what would we call him, post. I think digging a hole with the boys would fix me or whatever, and someone quote tweeting it with Kevin Bacon in Stir of Echoes, which is like a joke for like 10 people, and like but. Fuck, man.
Oh my god, I love that whole scene of him in the backyard.
And like
so
Dad says I'm supposed to dig, and then she goes up to the husband, and he's like, "Don't worry, it's not over there." Like, it's fuck. I love
not over there.
Such a good line, dude.
I fucking love
that movie.
movie.
That movie rocks.
Kevin Bacon is so like blissfully good as a fucking dumb guy in that movie. Listen to our old episode. You can hear me gush about it. This is my version. It's my version of the Prince of Darkness, where it's not. I love it. I think it's great.
I guess my movie that I watched too, I said earlier, was Bug. Go watch it. It's on Criterion Collection. It's really messed up. Go watch it.
I gotta get bugged.
Tinfoil Room, Bug Problem. Aphids That Bite. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is it icky?
I wouldn't say it's like particularly icky. There is like some kind of like, I would say gore. There's like, it's like this guy worried about bugs, so there's like stuff happening to his skin, but there's no like gross, wet, gooey stuff happening. It's
Gotcha.
more a lot of the uneasiness comes from just amazing acting. Just really good acting. Very good.
This concludes our Bloodbath for the year. We'll be back with your regularly scheduled erotic thrillers. But also Craig has a birthday.
I was going to
so
say, no, we
not-
won't. Craig has a birthday episode.
Happy. Yeah. Sorry, babes. We got to enter Craigtown before we get back to erotic thrillers.
Erotic
Alrighty.
thriller, parentheses, Fellini Satyricon.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so.
Don't say it. Don't say it like that.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.